Welcome back to another trig video, this one on the hero's formula. That's to find the area of a triangle if we know all three side lengths. Take a look. Alright, so the hero's formula. This one we use to find the area of a triangle as long as we know the length of the three sides of that triangle. This is an area formula that we're going to use if we have no right angles in the triangle. If we had a right angle, we'd be using that really simple base times height divided by 2 to find the area. Now sometimes in more complicated questions you're going to have to find the side length, or at least one that was missing, before you can use the formula. Now once you have those three side lengths, you label them A, B, and C in any order. Doesn't matter which one goes where. Next up, we have to find half the perimeter of that triangle. Remember, perimeter is just the sum of the three sides, or A plus B plus C. So half of that would be A plus B plus C divided by 2. Now in the formula, to represent half the perimeter, we're going to use the letter S. So anywhere you see an S, you put in that number that you just calculated, representing half of your triangle's perimeter. Now look at this long formula. It's not as confusing as it might seem. S, or the half perimeter, just repeats itself 4 times. That's the same number 4 times when you fill them in. And A, B, and C are just the three side lengths that you already know. Now be careful using the formula. Don't forget your order of operations. You've got to do what's in each of those 3 brackets first, then all your multiplications. And the last step is to take the square root. Now one trick to make sure you're doing this properly is that if S is smaller than any given side, you've made a mistake in calculating it, because half the perimeter of a triangle is always larger than any of its sides. Now let's take this weird looking formula and see what we can do with it. Here's an example. Alright, here I've got a question where I can use hero's formula because the question asks me to the nearest square centimeter what's the area of this triangle. And once I see that I'm looking for area and I've got 3 side lengths, I know that I'm using hero's formula. Now if you didn't have all 3 side lengths here, you can't panic. Just use the sine law, find that missing side length, and then carry on with this formula. Now hero's formula looks a little bit more confusing than it is. All it says is that the area of a triangle is equal to the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. And here we're going to say that S is half the perimeter. That would be side A plus side B plus side C, all divided by 2. So the first thing to do would be to label this triangle. Now A, B, and C can go anywhere, so I'll put them on the 3 side lengths in any order I choose, and then fill them into the formula for S. So S is equal to 19 plus 32 plus 27, all divided by 2. It's so important here that you divide by 2 after you add up those 3 numbers. If you don't, you're not going to get the right answer for S. So do A plus B plus C, hit the equals button, and then divide that by 2. So I'll go to the calculator and put in 19 plus 32 plus 27. That gives me 78 divided by 2, which is 39. And now that I've got a value for S, A, B, and C, I can fill them into the formula. So over here, S is 39, and everywhere I see S, I fill in 39. Minus A, 19, 39 minus B, which is 32, and 39 minus C, which is 27. So my next line is just to solve what's inside the brackets, because I've got to follow the order of operations. So this is going to be 39 times 39 minus 19 gives me 20. 39 minus 32, 7. And 39 minus 27, it's 12. So to carry out that multiplication, remember these 4 things put back to back is just 4 terms that I have to multiply. 39 times 20 times 7 times 12. So that's 39 times 20 times 7 times 12. And that gives me 65,520. And the square root of that, if I hit my square root button, gives me 255.9687, and so on. The question asked me to the nearest square centimeter, so that would be to the last number before the decimal here. And if I look one place to the right, 0.9 would round this number up, so instead of 255, I'm going to say that my area is 256 square centimeters. So now that we know how to use Hero's formula to find area, the next video is going to help us find area if we've got two side lengths and the angle between those two sides. So check that out to find yet another way to calculate the area of a triangle.